What's up, everybody? This is Laughcraft. This is episode 17. And today we'll be talking about Fortnite suing, or Epic suing Apple and Google and for Fortnite. And we'll be talking about how Halo Infinite is not going to be ready for the Series X on launch and a few other things. So if you guys haven't heard, Epic recently sued Apple and Google for their policies on essentially for taking a 30% cut on every single purchase. That's why. But it's all about money. So it's just a really big deal because those are two of the biggest, like, they own the ecosystem. So it's like you either go to Apple or you either go to Google. So it's like, which one are you going to use, you know?
Yeah, no, I definitely got to see that this past week. I was actually looking at an article. You might have actually sent it now that I think about it on Twitter. Or either you like something that had stated it. But no, I saw that. And I was just like, yes, finally, someone is attacking the Giants. And if it's going to be Fortnite, it's going to be Fortnite. Because what basically happened was Apple went back to Fortnite and it's like, well, just sue us if you have a problem with it. And it's just more of like, you think about other developers for games whenever they actually put their game on the platform, Apple's not doing anything other than just hosting it or having it on their store and taking their cut from it. I don't know. From my perspective, just hosting doesn't seem like it's fair to take 30% out of whatever revenue that they're coming in from.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you look at it like that, but they do own the market, so they can kind of put the price at whatever they want. And Epic already signed the terms of service. So by doing what they did, which is they set a separate, so essentially they were charging like $10 for V-Bucks, and they made it $7 for V-Bucks if you just went straight to them and bought it instead of going through Apple. Well, that's against Apple's terms of service, so of course Apple removed it from the App Store. So they're already against the App Store, like the terms of service. So I don't know how they're going to win this lawsuit. So it should just be interesting in of itself. So
okay, I can see that argument, but I'm more on like, it's still a cut being taken out. I understand maybe a 10% cut. It's a 30% cut of revenue from these developers.
Apple's not the only one doing that either, because I think Google is doing the same thing. So it's like that's what everyone's doing. So
yeah, but they own the market. Is it fair to the fact that other developers are building apps to be posted on their markets? Yes, I get it. They're the ones that own it, but there's not another way of getting these applications across to different mobile devices when the market's being owned by, I would say it's kind of like a gate. Like you're going up to the gate and it's just like the only way that you can pay to get into this fabulous city is that you got to, whatever you have, 30%, bring it in.
Yeah.
And
no, definitely. I think also for Android, they can download it other forms. Like you can go to the Epic Store and download the APK file and actually play Fortnite that way. So like with Google, there's workarounds, but with Apple, there's just Apple. Like you can't do anything like that unless you have a jailbreaked iPhone, which most people don't. So it's just like there's only one way to get there. But then again, Apple built that empire. If that makes sense. So like they're the ones that built it. Fortnite didn't even like basically touch it a little bit, you know. So
I get it, and I agree to an extent. I just don't know if like 30%, like as it has always been, should be the right amount. I mean, I still feel like there should be some kind of like leeway discussion between the developers and also Apple themselves. Now, that's just from like an outsider's perspective. I don't think it's going to go anywhere. Like you said, it was the terms of service. That's how it was set up. You agree to it.
Yeah.
It is what it is. But I agree with you that for other phones, you could get the APK file I can't speak APK file and download it. You just also have the warning. It's just like, are you sure you want to download this outside program? It could ruin your phone. So there's always that like, oh, I don't know if this is completely secure.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you do run that risk, but for most apps, especially if you're going through their actual store. Like if you're going to the Epic store, it's going to be safe. So those type of things. But then again, we'll see. I'm kind of like interested to kind of see like if that makes them change like how much their cut is taking, or if Apple's just like, we don't care, like like
Yeah.
you either gonna pay it or you're not gonna be on there. So I saw it was another tweet that it was like how much Fortnite made from like being on mobile or whatever, and it was like 1.5 billion. So it's like when you look at those numbers, it's like, should Epic even be really mad? Like they're still making a bunch of money. So
Yeah. I completely understand on that aspect of just like everybody has to make their money, everybody has to make their cut. It's just more of,
but
it is the
I mean,
terms and
hopefully
conditions.
Epic is doing it to help the kind of the smaller developers. So like if you're first starting out, like you don't want to pay someone 30%. Like Epic has the money to do that. Like they could pay the 30% all the time, but say like you just put something out like new on there. You're like, say me and you put an app on there, paying 30% would be a lot. So
Yep. And then you just sit there and it's like, well, they're not doing anything other than just providing a platform for people to like get to the app.
yeah,
I put all the time and effort into the code to build it,
yeah, exactly.
but it is what it is. I mean, you think about it with like web hosting or web design, you could build the whole application on your computer, but then whenever you finally have to host it onto the internet, you have to pay someone for that website to be up on the internet.
Yeah, so it's all about money. So we'll see at the end of the day. But yeah, so second story though. So the Xbox Series X, Halo was supposed to be released like day one on the system. But they sent out a message last week, I believe, and it's basically stated like, hey, we're not going to be able to complete it in time, so we're going to actually push it back to 2021. And they blamed like COVID and all this stuff, like, so they're not even going to have that game ready. And that was like the Xbox Series X's big game. Like, so it's really weird that like after we saw the trailer, after they did that whole event, that it got pushed back. So
yeah, no, I can see that, and I'm just gonna say it. PlayStation's gonna end up winning out on. I feel like this holiday season, who's gonna be buying the devices more? PlayStation is probably gonna have the most sold devices.
I don't know. We'll see. I think you also still have Game Pass, so that's huge. Where Microsoft, I think it was a couple days after like Halo Infinite got pushed back, there was an article up that said day one Xbox Series X is going to have over 500 games because of Game Pass and the backwards compatibility. So, and PS5 cannot say that at all. They can't even get close. So that's the thing. Like,
agreed.
So,
I can't argue with that.
yeah.
The only argument I could throw is like, well, why should I spend my money on something that I could already play on that's sitting over there? Like I have.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think that's going to be the question. I think.
Should I just wait another year?
Yeah, I think a lot of people will wait another year to get Halo Infinite, or because there'll probably be a Halo Infinite edition, to be honest. So like to even wait for that, or to wait for Fable to come out.
You're gonna bring up Fable every time. You're like Fable, Fable,
or the new Elder Scrolls to come out, because like we're still waiting on that when that comes out eventually, you know. So I think it's just a waiting game, but the whole 500 games thing I think is a big push by them, because you're gonna be able to play like everything, and also those games, like when you put in an old Xbox 360 game that's backwards compatibility, it's going to upscale it to 4K essentially. So it's going to make it way better by putting in the Series X. So that's going to be cool in and of itself. So that's why you would get the Series X over like just having your Xbox One.
Yeah, you also got to account for people that actually have 4K TVs. I'm over here with that 1080. I'm just like, I'm good right now.
Oh, well, most people have 4K now, so especially because they're getting more cheaper, because 8Ks are now getting popular. So, yeah. So I think we're a ways off from everyone having 8K, but most people, especially like in about 1 to 2 years should have a 4K TV.
Yeah, no, technology is just advancing beyond what we can imagine. I didn't think that we would have this high quality of TV. I mean, like, you remember we grew up with the boxes, Matthew, the box TVs. The thing, like, if you drop that thing on your toe, you have a broken foot for sure.
So true.
I feel like
they were so heavy and all this stuff.
No, I remember that. I felt like there was one time that I brought it over to either Jeffy's house or something. I had like one of those box TVs. Dude, I can't imagine like college and high school students nowadays being like, yeah, here's the TV that you got to take over to your friends. Doesn't have HDMI at all. Yeah. You have the little 3 colored cords to go into the back of it.
Yeah. One time, Jonathan Cook came over, and he brought a like little small 10-inch TV screen. He just like set it up. He's like, "Yeah, I'm playing on this." I'm like, "Bro, what?" Like, I don't know why he did that, but it was the funniest thing. He just like pulled it out of his bag, like all nonchalant. Like,
I think I remember that, dude.
And just like set it up. I'm like, "What the heck?"
Dude, those things were cinder blocks. They really
were. Oh,
nobody's ever going to know the pain of that now. Now, you drop a flat screen, that's it. It's shattered. Back then, you drop a TV, you turn it over, it's still indestructible. You plug it back into the wall, you're perfectly fine to go.
True. So I heard you went on some trips recently.
Yes. Sort of like a mini moon. Not really a complete honeymoon, but mini moon. We ended up going to Nashville, Tennessee. Did a lot of sightseeing up there. We were wearing masks the entire time.
Of course.
Just like that's how it was. The Airbnb there was great. And then from there, we went back to Georgia because I had a dentist appointment halfway through the week to check out the teeth that had like been removed. Just make sure that that's all healing correctly, which we're good there. Yes. And then finally... went down to Florida to go look for some manatees. Sorry, Ryan gets onto me about saying it as like manatees, and she's like, "No, it doesn't have a D in it."
Manatee.
Yeah, that's
Why
what
would you say that?
Cause my tongue doesn't roll correctly or whatever. So manatees, but we kayaked for like an entire day down there. No manatees in sight, but supposedly some people had seen them, and I'm just like, we can't find them anywhere.
Did you jump in the water?
Yeah, Jeff, the water was crystal clear. We were what was it called? Crystal River. There's some springs out there that like makes the water super clean, super clear. I was just like shocked by that. And also Manatee Springs, which was another part. But as we're kayaking out into the river, because of some kind of root that's inside the river, it makes the river completely pitch black, like pitch black. Yeah. So you go from like you go from this crystal clear water, and you see the fish underneath. You can see how big they are. They were like massive fish. But as you kayak out, it gets pitch black, and you can imagine Ryan's like freaking out. She's over here thinking, oh my gosh, there's probably an alligator underneath us. We're gonna get eaten. We're gonna die out here. And we were
just like big manatee like pops out like out of the
if it was just a manatee, she'd be fine with it. But like it was just pitch black out there, and we're just like, well, this is it. This is how we die. Out of all the sketchy things that we have ever done in our lives, kayaking in that pitch black water was probably top.
Man. That sounds cool though. You posted some pictures like on Snapchat chat and stuff, so it looked pretty nice.
I have more pictures, but I'm about to post them all in like one go.
Got you. I mean, we'll probably have to see them next time we hang out. We're hanging out in like 2 weeks now. So at the beach. So.
Yep, at the beach. Gotta live life. COVID is not gonna stop us. I don't care. 2020, we ain't letting COVID stop us.
True. We're gonna end this year strong. I mean,
agreed.
We got more months, but school classes started.
I'm waiting for the aliens.
Look, that's not gonna happen. Although today I was like driving to Longhorns. And I saw, looked over to the side, and there there was a van that had like Umbrella Corporation on it, like from Resident Evil. Like just like bunch of signs in there. I was like, what do they think? Like zombies are about to pop out? Like, what is?
I'm waiting for it, dude.
Oh my gosh!
Crazy times we're living in.
What?
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for passing on that thing. I don't know what it's called. We're the ending remarks. I think that's what we're gonna start calling them. No, just we just want to say thank you for always listening to us, and we appreciate any comments, feedback, and thank you guys. Oh, and if you're watching us on YouTube, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to hear us some more. Matthew?
For sure. Yeah, thank you for watching. It's been fun. Episode 17, just counting up. We're just going to get there. Yeah, if you're watching on YouTube, leave a thumbs up, like, subscribe, donate. No, I'm kidding. We don't have that set up yet, but
We don't have that yet.
eventually, right?
Oh, yeah.
But anyways, yep. Thank you. Adios.
Thank you. Bye.